Decatur, Alabama is about 30 or so minutes from Huntsville, Alabama, and across the Tennessee River. It has a rich history and was raised by the Union Army in the American Civil War, all but 4 or 5 buildings, only 2 of which survive today. One of those buildings is the old State Bank and is the oldest building in Decatur still standing. During the occupation of Decatur, the old State Bank served predominantly as a field hospital and surgical procedures were performed in its vault. The war ravaged more than just the landscape in Decatur. It divided more than just North and South. When historians say it pitted brother against brother, they generally mean just that, and the tragic tale of the weeping widow of the old State Bank is just one such tale. It's said that she had 2 sons, one who fought for the Union while her other boy fought on the side of the Confederacy. She was called to the old State Bank for her Union son who had been gravely wounded in battle, and when she arrived, it was with a heavy heart that the Union doctor on duty had to inform her that her Union boy had died. But what was worse, someone nearby, hearing the boy's surname, had knowledge of her other son who fought for the Confederacy, and so it was on this day that she learned that both of her boys had passed and that she was all alone. It must have been quite the profound moment for the woman whose name has been lost to history and lore, because it is said that of all the spirits of the old State Bank, she is one of the most prominent. There is an old and very large mirror in the lobby of the old State Bank that is believed to be original to the building and has always had a home here. There were 2, once upon a time, but only the one survives today. For years, residents and visitors alike have spoken of a weeping woman or weeping widow, always adorned in black. She inhabits the downstairs of the bank and has been seen and even photographed in the large old mirror in the lobby. She is always described as wearing all black in a Civil War-era dress, her face hidden by a veil, and always, always she weeps, as though her heart has been shattered into a million pieces. Through many spirit box and REM pod exercises across many different paranormal investigations, contact has been made with the spirit or entity known as the Weeping Widow, or the Lady in Black, of the old State Bank. However, she has never once come forth with a name or potential identity. Only that she is there, she lost her 2 sons, and that she is some sort of guardian or gatekeeper of a spirit realm portal attributed to the mirror. She is one of 3 strong spirits associated with the old State Bank, and one of 2 attributed to the Civil War time period, and she has been observed to be quite intelligent. One of the museum curators, Suzanne, has been working at the old State Bank for going on 3 years now. She said that her first encounter with the Weeping Widow was when one day a spate of dishes was thrown about 2 feet to crash just before her feet. She was adamant that she did not feel that the cups and saucers were thrown at her intentionally, but more as a rather ostentatious way of getting her unequivocal attention. Suzanne was later facilitating an investigation by simply being present while investigators did their work, where she told the story of the investigators that the spirit of the Lady in Black, or the Weeping Widow, had thrown dishes at her, but that was all she told them. Dishes. And so it came as a complete shock when, through the spirit box and later the Estes method that the group employed, when they asked the spirit what kind of dishes they had thrown, the answer came out very clearly: Suzanne knows, and then a moment later, teacups. This is a clear indication of an intelligent haunting, my little strangelings, and one that I fully admit gave me chills, which doesn't happen very often. You oftentimes know when someone is being dramatic or cagey, and the look on Suzanne's face as she related this to me was one of sincerity, and I fully believe her. She states that of all the spirits known to the old bank, the Weeping Widow is the strongest and most often encountered. She also says that she remains steadfastly on the first floor and she never goes upstairs. Our next spirit is also from the Civil War era, but is much harder to quantify. He also roams both upstairs and downstairs all throughout the building, but has a particular preference for one small space within the building. Stay tuned for our next ghost bite, my little strangelings, and for Bitchy Ben of the old bank's vault.